Hey guys, hope you're all having an amazing day. So in this video, we have some new leaks for the Ahsoka series. This comes from LEGO, the upcoming LEGO set of the Ghost and the Phantom 2. This set comes out in September and it's about $170, to be more specific, $169.99. And this set comes with 5 minifigures, and one of them is a big deviation from the same character in Star Wars Rebels, but we'll come onto that in just a moment. The first 2 minifigures are new characters altogether. We have a Mon Calamari called Lieutenant Beta, and a human, First Officer Hawkins, and he's from the New Republic. And we actually see these 2 characters in the Ahsoka trailer when Hera is talking to Mon Mothma, so they've now been identified. Then we have Hera Syndulla and Chopper, which you'd expect in a set of the Ghost, and then her son Jacen, the son of Kanan and Hera, Jacen Syndulla, who we saw in the epilogue of Star Wars Rebels at the end. And you'll notice they removed his green features and he just looks like a little Kanan, so no green hair, no green eyebrows, so despite being half Twi'lek and half human, he basically looks human, at least based on these leaks, which are obviously taken from the likeness of these characters in the show. Fantastic confirmation that Jacen is going to appear in Ahsoka next month. So a lot of fans have been talking about, is this a good idea for Jacen? I think it's probably a lot more practical from that standpoint. It might be less distracting in the show. Something in animation may not translate well in live action, and that could have been the case here. They may have tried green hair to begin with, but in the end, it just didn't look good. But I have seen some fans complain, he doesn't look enough like his mum. He doesn't have those green features. And then there are fans who are saying the decision to make him have green hair in the first place was a bit stupid. So those fans are happy they've not gone with this. There is also the possibility that for the Rebels finale, Sabine just dyed it green. And we know in the past there's been disparity between Lucasfilm and the toys that they put out. I've also seen some fans bring up the case of the LaQuains, Cut's LaQuain's family and kids. Despite Cut being their adoptive father and not their biological father, the kids were still human Twi'lek hybrids nonetheless. So with Jacen, should they have gone for a Twi'lek look instead of being mostly human? The set is pretty impressive, and something fans noted is that in the picture on the front, the ship chasing Jacen in the Phantom is Shin Hate's ship, and it looks very similar to a CF9 Crossfire, but it's a different kind of ship altogether, one that's not been named just yet. There are some other Ahsoka sets that are due to come out later in the year, the T6 shuttle, but this, in LEGO form, is our first look at Jacen Syndulla and some of the other characters, some new characters. And with Jacen, we have no idea who's going to play him, but with regards to the Twi'lek stuff, maybe he'll still have some green on his ears. And interestingly enough, with this set coming out on September 1st, only a week after the show's premiere drops, this will be one of the rare occasions we get some merch on time for a Star Wars project. The Rise of Skywalker was one of the last memorable times things dropped on time. With the exception of Andor and the Mandalorian Season 2, there was a little bit of merch when those 2 came out, but generally speaking, things are often delayed. For the Book of Boba Fett, Kenobi, The Bad Batch, some are better than others, but I don't think we've had such a perfectly synchronized merch drop since Episode 9 back in 2019. So definitely an improvement. On the front of the box we see the Ahsoka minifigure as the logo. As an indicator, this is for the Ahsoka series, and some fans have noted she looks very different to the look she has in LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. They've made her Leiku shorter. But what do you guys think? Are you going to pick up this set? Are you excited for it? What do you make of the new characters and those that are familiar? And more than anything, what do you think about Jacen Syndulla's new look? It was reported back in April that Jacen Syndulla would feature in an upcoming LEGO set. Many fans at the time said, well, if this is true, then this contributes to the idea that we are witnessing Star Wars Rebels Season 5. And Jacen appearing in this show, a little bit older than he was in the epilogue of Star Wars Rebels, might be an indicator that Dave Filoni has big plans for him in his future. Is he force sensitive like his dad? Is he going to become a Jedi? Could he be someone that Ezra trains once Ahsoka and Sabine find him and bring him home? Another feature of this set is Chopper, and I've seen a lot of LEGO Star Wars enthusiasts be very pleased with the way that this minifigure looks. The quality, the sharp colours. I've seen so much positive feedback of our favourite little menace, because Chopper really is one. And speaking of Chopper, the Ahsoka cast was asked to describe him using just one word, and you can tell they've done their homework. You can tell they've obviously worked with him on set, but also seen Star Wars Rebels. The word that was used by Mary Elizabeth Winstead was cantankerous, the perfect term to describe our mischievous little astromech. And what's fascinating that I would love to see expanded upon in the Ahsoka show is his independent streak, frequently acting on his own accord and taking matters into his own hands, being the unsuspecting hero but also very stubborn, opinionated, and even a bit unpredictable, which makes him the menace he is, because he's killed a lot of people. The Imperial remnants better watch out. He is crafty but always gets the job done. One of Chopper's most defining traits is his resourcefulness. He's skilled at improvising and using unconventional methods to accomplish certain tasks, making him an invaluable asset to the Ghost crew. He is very different to someone like R2-D2. And another perfect example of the fact that droids each have their own quirkiness, their own personality. And my favourite moment of Chopper in Star Wars Rebels was when he comforted Hera after Kanan died, after the big sacrifice. He's a great companion, and despite his limited verbal communication skills, Chopper is remarkably expressive. And his loyalty, unwavering. He's willing to put himself in harm's way to protect anyone in the crew. I think that's something that's made him really stand out over the years. As an astromech really like no other, he left such a lasting legacy. And believe it or not, this is not the first time he's going to appear in live action. We see him in Rogue One on Yavin Base. But this is truly his time to shine. And so now, my dear friends, staying on the subject of Star Wars Ahsoka, we are going underwater for part of this show. That's right, they hired Ian S. Takahashi, who did some underwater cinematography for part of the upcoming Disney Plus series. According to his website, he has Ahsoka listed in the underwater section. It's anyone's guess what this could be for. Underwater scenes are pretty prevalent in recent Disney Plus series, and they're gonna feature once again in Dave Filoni's show starring Rosario Dawson. No further information is known though. I think when you put Star Wars together with underwater scenes, you think of Otto Gunga on Naboo, you might think of the moon of Nur, but maybe also Mon Cala. There are confirmed to be a number of Mon Calamari in this series, and Lieutenant Beta is one of them. Because they were affiliated with the New Republic at this time, could that be a planet we return to? Or you never know, if we're talking about Sabine Wren, possibly reuniting with Bo-Katan and other Mandalorians, could this be on Mandalore? Could it be the living waters with the Mythosaur? Purely speculative at this point. Water features in a great many Disney Plus Star Wars series as of late. They say underwater, but that could have just been used as the backdrop for something like the Purrgil. The hyperspace Purrgil, the way they move, resembles what whales do underwater, and as we saw in The Mandalorian Season 3, even though they're in space, even though it's hyperspace, they do look like moving creatures in the ocean, and they may have used some practical effects to create that illusion. Again, I'm just guessing. But with that said, my dear friends, that brings us to the end of today's Star Wars news update. Did you enjoy it? If so, please be sure to give me a big fat thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, share your thoughts on everything we spoke about down below, and I'll see you in the next video. May the Force be with you, always.